Full disclosure, a review copy of this game was provided to me either by its publisher or development team. Cyberpunk 2077, The Future is Broken. Cyberpunk 2077 is a first-person open-world sandbox shooter where you play as your own created V. If you're buying Cyberpunk for a story, you'll be pretty let down, as you can mainline this game in less than 16 hours, and the story of trying to get your body back instead of sharing it with the legendary Johnny Silverhand is just a pretty okay one. But the same could be said about The Witcher 3's main campaign. But much like The Witcher 3, the magic in Cyberpunk 2077 is all of its elements coming together. It's not just about the main story here, it's choices, building relationships outside of the story. There's so much greatness here if you care to look for it and to build it, but there are some hurdles that'll make that immersion tough for some players. Cyberpunk is basically The Division meets Watch Dogs. Like Watch Dogs, you can stealth around, hack items to get through areas, but I personally found the gunplay to be so fun here, and the joy of potentially getting a new really good weapon more fun than stealthing around, so I focus on a pure gunplay playthrough. If I'm told to be stealthy in a mission, I immediately pull out my gun and go forward, especially since the potential for large division like gunplay sequences are so spread out, thanks in part by this game's lengthy dialogue, that I feel you're doing this game's gunplay a disservice by leaving it on the back burner. There are plenty of forced hacky stuff to do here when the game comes to a crawl, forcing you to find clues in a brain dance or scan objects before you're supposed to quote-unquote stealthily infiltrate an area. The hacking in Watch Dogs is fun to me. It isn't fun here, so I really ignored hacking as much as I could. The elephant in the room, the rush job that is Cyberpunk 2077. It's clear this game should have been delayed to this year 2021. There's still at least one more giant patch coming next month, but even with the latest massive patch, Cyberpunk 2077 is still littered with bugs on the PS5. 7 crashes throughout my playthrough. I really don't need to explain why game crashes are unacceptable, but they're especially unacceptable in a game with such an awful checkpoint and saving system. The game refuses to save after you've entered combat until the mission is basically over. So dying halfway through a gun battle pulls you all the way back, a lot of the time pre-mission start, not even before you engage in combat, forcing constant manual saves, just because you know how awful the saving is, and if you die again you don't want to re-skip through the minutes long of dialogue you already heard. And worse is you lose any cool weapons you pick up, which obviously sucks in a Division-like game where random loot is being dropped by enemies. But I also ran into a glitch where my health wouldn't be displayed, where a call wouldn't come through, that led to a dead end stopping me from continuing the final mission and reloading an older save and redoing basically just 10 minutes of unskippable dialogue. Bugs where subtitles would be stuck on my screen long after the conversation was over. And the thing is, I had subtitles turned off. Also, the controls for the brain dance were stuck on my screen from an unknown mission all the way until I rolled credits. It wouldn't go away even after game crashes and fresh loads into the game. Cyberpunk 2077 is a mess, but a mess that once it's cleaned up is a really great game filled with over 100 hours of story. Though this really is a game for those more into story and not those looking for a futuristic GTA. The world itself isn't much fun to explore, you can't keep the cars you steal, and the weapons are pretty basic. But the world is cool to exist in, even if you're not into all the hacking and it's only 20 hours like me. I give Cyberpunk 2077 an 8.5 out of 10. If you played Cyberpunk 2077, tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below. If you haven't played it, tell me if you plan on picking it up. Thumbs up. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Superkengaming. Thanks for watching, and of course, stay beautiful.
Thanks, Misty. You were right. Choice spot. So what did Jackie decide up here?
Oh, you know. Gonna be a legend in this city. And I'm gonna leave you alone now. Take your time.
You thought that video was good? Ha! You should probably watch this video, the very video that's on your screen right now, that YouTube hand-selected for you out of all my thousands of videos. This is the one that I want you to watch next. And make sure you're subscribed, because I'm not a genie or anything, but I'm pretty sure you get 42 years of bad luck if you made it this far into my video and you're not subscribed. You don't have to subscribe. I'm just looking out for you. I'm just looking out for your luck and your life.